The goal of taking notes from your readings is to pull out the important information so that when it comes time to study, you can study just your notes instead of the entire reading. Figuring out the most important part of the readings will save you time. The SQ for our method stands for survey, question, read, respond, record, and review. When you survey, read the preface and introduction to the text and browse through the table of contents. Get a sense of the big picture. Question. Change headings into questions. For example, the heading socialization could become what is socialization? Read. Read attentively to find the answers to your questions. Respond. Close the textbook and answer your question in your own words. Record. Summarize the answer to your question in your own words and record what you read. Doing this consistently will mean that when it comes time to study for a test, you can study just your questions and answers instead of the full text again. And lastly, review. Have a regular review period, usually once a week. This is an effective strategy for retaining information. Start from the beginning of the course in each review session. The volume of material to review increases as the semester progresses, but the amount of time needed to review older material will decrease. The 5W approach stands for who, what, where, when, and why. Ask yourself the following questions while reading. Who? Who wrote the article? Who is being cited in it? Who is the intended audience? What? What is the subject of the article? What methods are they using to discuss their position? What are they hoping to conclude? Where? Where does the article come from? Does it have global or local implications? When? When was this article written? Has new material been released since it was written? Why? Why has the article been published? Is the writer hoping to sway opinions, present research, or respond to another academic? When you take notes, it is important to save yourself time. Keep your sentences brief. Use abbreviations and symbols whenever possible, such as D/T for due to, or DIFF for different. Don't record information that you already know. Focus on only new material. Make connections. When you have completed your notes from textbooks or readings, review them alongside the notes you made during lecture. Use examples from your readings to back up theories that your professor has discussed. The more you add to an idea, the better you will understand it. Look for case studies that demonstrate the real-world applications of course material. If you are unsure of a concept, use your readings to provide additional insight. Be prepared. Complete required readings and review previous notes prior to class. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to process new information. During the lecture, choose to be interested. Know your distractors, such as social media, texting, and so on, and physically separate yourself from them. For instance, turn off your phone or place it in your pocket. Effective listeners become interested in the subject material and therefore process the information better. There is a difference between passive listening, which is hearing, and active listening. Effective listeners not only hear, but effectively process the information presented. To be an effective listener, you should listen for meaning. You can do this by focusing on the message intended. First, determine the central idea, then pay close attention to explanations meant to clarify the meaning. After listening, check your comprehension. Does it make sense within the context of the topic? Ineffective listeners often write down every word from the lecturer. Students who use this method are later discouraged by the breadth of information and lack of focus in their note-taking. Effective note-takers jot down central ideas and only details that expand on or clarify those concepts. Thank you for watching. Please connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RUFCS Learn.